ACMi News is also working with area veterans in producing an oral histories project. We are giving our men and women in uniform the opportunity to tell their unique story. From World War II to present day, we're looking for veterans in all branches of the U.S. military to recount their own experience serving this nation and how that experience changed their lives forever. In this newscast, we interview Jim Stacchi of the town of Arlington. Jim was in the U.S. Air Force just as the conflict in Vietnam was ramping up half a world away.
As we all know, we're faced with a very difficult problem in South Vietnam, which you're all familiar with, both in the military and the political side. Men have different views about what actions we should take, and they talk to members of the press, to all of you, in Saigon, here in Washington.
I volunteered. Three of us buddies were hanging around and we were talking, well, what are we gonna do with our lives? The bottom line was that we decided, let's see about joining the service. So all three of us went down to Somerville, to the recruiting office, took our exams, and when they were all done, they come up to me and said, pick what you want to do. You scored well on everything. So I said, I'll take electronics. I love communications. And so that's what I got. U.S. Air Force, 1962 to 66, just at the beginning of the Vietnam War. And then I came home to Arlington on leave before getting my first assignment to the Clark Air Base in the Philippines. Kennedy was shot while I was home on leave. And that put a scare, obviously, in the whole country. They set me up to put me on a plane, like Continental Airlines, out of San Francisco to Clark Air Base. I got there, I thought I was in the wrong place. Because my first tour of duty, when I got there, was the communication center was all Army personnel.
Logistical support requests this command. Delta Alpha 211/36.
Nobody told me that the Air Force was taken over from the Army on the communications on the base. And I was the only Air Force personnel there. My NCOIC was out on a golf tournament.
The ground wave follows the curvature of the Earth and provides a reliable range of approximately 80 kilometers with the ANGRC-46.
I had a hankering for transmitters and receivers, radio frequency communications, which is basically one of the things they look for with me. And the next thing I know, I got assigned out to the receiver site.
We'll assume the operator has a high priority message for an air-ground liaison team. First, he checks the frequency, call signs, and authentication.
We had one thing that was behind the desk. I'll never forget it, was the fire axe. In case we were ever overrun, we were to destroy all the equipment. Big, huge fire axe. Idea was to stood there with headphones on, just tuning through the frequency spectrum, looking for a carrier signal. You're broadcasting, I'm receiving you now, so I'm locked onto your frequency and whatever you're broadcasting. And we'd pipe that into one of the comm center areas where they would decide, whether or not it was information that they could break down or not. But the bottom line is they had the signal for it. And the other thing is for our own transmitter or receiver, for our own communications. The main thing we maintained communication was with the DCA, Defense Communication Agency, that was all over the Pacific. And we had several links into Vietnam.
United States helicopters in South Vietnam poised for an eagle flight, a way of airlifting government troops to root out red Viet Cong guerrillas in the Camao Peninsula.
Vietnam at that time there was just starting. At that time, I believe they called it a police action. When we went in and we sent advisors in. And I was at Clark maybe 6 months, and they were sending people back to the hospital in '63 from Vietnam. And it's like, what's going on over there? And of course, we're working in the comm center, and you see a lot of stuff going back and forth, and it's like, there's more than advisors over there. There's guys in combat. And it didn't take long near the end of my tour of duty there was to realize that we're sending a lot of stuff into Vietnam. And we still haven't called it a war.
Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago.
I enjoyed my time in the service. The good times and the bad times, it all teaches you about life.
Where have all the young girls gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young girls gone? Gone to young men, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn?
I have always believed what only a vet can know, the meaning of brotherhood. You can watch it grow. As time goes by, a bond grows strong. You create a family where we can all belong. We share a friendship for all to know. Just shake our hands and watch it show. I wrote that in 2010.
When will they ever learn?
And we thank Jim for his extraordinary story. Now, if you're a veteran or know somebody who is, we would love to hear from you at ACMi. If you would like to be part of this ACMi News Oral Histories project, all you have to do is contact Bill Hayner via email, bill_Hayner@comcast.net. Again, that's bill_Hayner@comcast.net.